Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, born in Trinidad, schooled in New York, and now splitting his time between Toronto and Brooklyn. Internationally acclaimed jazz trumpet player Brownman Ali. I call you Brown.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much. He's now heralded by the New York Village Voice as Canada's preeminent jazz trumpet player. Woohoo! Leading no less than a staggering 8 groups of his own, all signed to his Brooklyn-based label Brontosaurus Records. I love that. He spent 4 years touring the globe with the legendary rapper Guru of Gangstar fame, and as the featured soloist for Guru's Jazz Batas from 2006 to 2010. You've since performed with the likes of Jay-Z, Missy Elliott, Mos Def, Paul Simon, and Quincy freaking Jones. His powerful signature sound, no kidding, signature, as a soloist has been compared to that of Miles Davis. I don't know who Freddie Hubbard is, and I didn't get a chance to look him up. I'm sorry.
Let's go, we're out of here.
Okay, they gotta go. That has made him one of the most recognizable trumpet players in North America today. And he's here in Sault Ste. Marie, not just you, a whole bunch of you, for 4 days performing 5 different concerts at Lop Lops, thank you Stephen Alexander, for Electro Jazz Weekend Festival, which will feature him in a variety of funkified jazz settings over the weekend. Good morning, Brownman Ali.
Brother, thanks for having us.
Right on. Nick Maclean alongside, oh sorry, I just touched your $10,000 trumpet.
I'm going to move that here.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, Tim.
Okay, you've been here before, Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, in 2011.
Yeah, it was 7 years ago is what I read.
Yeah, Electric Trio, the group was on tour, and this was one of the stops. You know, when you do the circuit, you come up and you go over the lakes, and it's very cold. I'm from Trinidad, so it's very cold, very cold.
You moved when you were about 7, you said?
Yeah, very young.
To Toronto.
And then New York.
And then New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you've been in New York for a long time now.
Yeah.
I can tell you how you talk.
Like, really? I can't hear it, but these guys say it's.
You know what else I told him? I didn't tell you this, but when I closed my eyes yesterday and I was listening to I closed my eyes and listened to you, Brown.
Okay, all right.
I heard Barry Manilow's speaking voice.
Really?
You sound sometimes like Barry Manilow.
Really?
Could you sing Mandy for me right now?
No,
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Absolutely not. Mandy. Okay.
See, but you've also influenced Nick because now he talks all American.
Does he? No.
Yes, he does. He said American.
Apparently I do.
Really?
Yeah. Nick, you were born and raised
in Ottawa.
Ottawa? And then moved to Toronto to study at Humber?
Yes.
Amazing program, right?
Absolutely.
You do with your fingers, but you do with your lips.
I am touching that.
Tell me a little bit about your background there. Where'd you start playing?
Oh man, I was very young. I started. I was 7 years old. And my mother tells this crazy story that when I was a baby, I was fussy in the crib, and the only way that I could sleep is if she played Miles Davis to shut me up. So the sound of that home was in my head since I was a kid, and then I just wanted to get my hands on one as quickly as I could. And it's a funny story. I don't want to take up too much of the time, but I got my hands on the horn in school, and when you're young, all trumpet players sound like this. I don't know if it'll pick it up, but. And I've been listening to Miles since I was a child, so I was like, "Ma'am, this is broken. Can I get the one that sounds like Miles Davis, please?" And I was serious. And they're like,
"You were serious?"
They were like, "No, you have to practice every day for many, many years." I was like, "I don't want to do that. That's crazy talk." So they're like, "No, but if you want to sound like Miles, you have to." So I became really obsessed with practicing. But it takes trumpet players will tell you it's the worst. One of your crew guys played trumpet, and we were both like, "Yeah, it sucks. It's terrible." Yeah. I don't recommend it to anybody.
When did you start playing piano?
Oh, about 19 years ago.
That's okay. I would have guessed longer.
I thought he was 16. So
That's why he had to grow the beard so he wouldn't card him when you go for gigs. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. How did you come together?
We met through a big band in the city led by tenor saxophonist Chelsea McBride. Her big band, the Socialist Night School,
who's on tour right now. I just literally got off tour with her, and 2.5 weeks across every jazz festival in Canada. She's bananas. She's like 24. Yeah, I think she's 24 years old, and the next great big band. 24-year-old girl running a 22-piece jazz orchestra, carting everyone across the country. 22 jazz orchestra, big band. Yeah. So that's how we met. He was the piano player. He quit though because he's a fool. but that's how we met. And then he asked me to play trumpet on one. He has 2 bands on one of those groups, and then our musical relationship just started doing this. We're both really like-minded, and we we arrive at the same place through different means. So yeah, just there's a musical connection here that's very, very rare.
How about from your perspective? What's his influence been like on you?
It's been enormous.
Yeah.
He's musically, he's influenced my own ideology and my own approach to music. Like Brown takes an attitude that's very similar to kind of comedic improv. This idea of always say yes or always say yes.
There's no wrong notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. That ideology came from the 14-time Grammy winner. Randy Brecker?
Yeah, Randy Brecker.
Okay, so I watched him too. I watched you guys play together. How much of a kick is that when you guys play together?
Well, that's and that video, that's probably
14 Grammys.
Yeah, he's the dude, man. They say that he's the greatest modern jazz trumpet player of our time. He's a monster.
There he is up there. Is that him on the screen there?
Yeah, that's us. Oh, it's him watching me play.
Watching you play. That must have been crazy for you.
Bananas, man.
Because but you know what? So the ideology. Can you explain what that? Can you put into words what that ideology is? The approach?
It's always look forward, because jazz is. I mean, there's two camps, especially in New York, of jazz. There's the camp of jazz that says we need to preserve this art form. We need to go, and men like Wynton Marsalis are part of that, where you go back and you preserve. And then there's the other camp but jazz is about music of tomorrow and the evolution of an art form. So that I'm part of that camp, because I feel, and musicians like me feel that as soon as you push the record button in the studio, the music is captured, and that's all the reverence we need of that art form. We don't need to go back in 2018 and play music from 1894. Yeah.
I get you. So in one of your interviews, you mentioned respectfully Diana Krall. You were like, there's a place for that, but that's not all that jazz is. And a lot of people in popular like radio, they hear that and they think, oh, Diana Krall, that's jazz.
Yeah, it is absolutely. It is.
What you do is.
It's not indicative of tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, music. So, and that's what my label deals with. And I guess we'll talk about that later.
I know we got to go to a break. When we
sure.
come, I could do like half an hour. I could do an hour with you guys. I do want to talk about Brontosaurus because the zero profit, like what you do for young artists or upcoming artists, because you got two different bands under his label.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
And so much more. Hey, you Gewalter Schmieden. There's so much to talk about. Okay, so stay with us. Mornings with Luann and Tim and Brown and Nick and a whole lot of other stuff. We'll be right back.
That went so fast. Oh my God.
Welcome back. Okay, so we got to talk shorter.
Yeah.
We got too much to cover.
I know.
Okay, so you got a big break with a Montreal Jazz Festival. Mm-hmm. You won the Grand Prix de Jazz.
Yeah.
2001.
50 bands play Montreal. 10 bands get nominated, and I won the damn thing. It was ridiculous. Can I say that on air?
Yeah, damn. Yeah. How old were you?
25.
Shut
up. When I won that, yeah.
And then how did you...
And amazingly, I'm still 25.
Oh, is that great?
Today.
Yeah. 25 and holding. Yeah. Must be getting heavy. You've been holding it for a while. Listen, how did Guru find you?
Oh man, that was nuts. And that was life-changing. So Guru, for those who don't know, Guru is one of the greatest rappers in history, and I got grabbed in 2006 to replace the incredible Donald Byrd in that band, and then I did 6 world tours with him.
We got a clip of you in Switzerland with Guru, right?
Cool.
And here he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
He died in 2010 of cancer. I miss him.
Yeah, I read that.
I miss him terribly.
I don't hear anything. I just see him walking around. Mike?
That's okay. That's all right.
Can you crank it up? There you go.
No, it's just
there you go.
That's good.
Now I hear you.
That covers it.
So listen, you when he grabbed you then, and you played with him for how many years? 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years, 4 world tours.
4 world tours, and then you go on to work with Jay-Z, Missy Elliott, Mos Def.
Yeah, he's such a legend in the hip hop community. So a lot of the Brooklyn hip hop rappers, they wanted Guru's trumpet player. So I just started getting called for work with those guys, which is a great honor. I grew up with as much hip hop as I did jazz in my personal.
So who fused it together? Who was like one of the?
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Guru's the guy. Like,
he is the guy that's
in the hip hop history books, man. As he's the inventor of jazz hip hop, the subgenre. Yeah. So for me to get that call, and I was a fan of him of his with Gangstar. So to get that call was bananas. I actually thought I was being punked.
Oh yeah, I heard you say that. You thought, guys, Guru doesn't even sound like that.
Yeah,
guys.
I thought my boys were messing with me. Yeah, doesn't even sound like Guru.
And it was him.
It was him.
And him himself, not even like an agent or somebody. Just him.
No, he's real like that, man. He's really real. Jay's is like that too.
Cool. Really?
Yeah.
Chase. He calls him Chase. Listen to that, okay? All right, so now we got to get on to how'd you form the trio then?
So I have a hip hop group called Groove Asylum, and
You have 8, by the way.
Yeah.
You front 8. Electric Trio is 1. You say Cruzao?
Cruzao, yeah,
Cruzao. I know, because Cruzao.
Okay.
Monster,
yeah,
Latin Jazz Big Band.
So
one.
it's actually
You renamed-
Cruzao Grupo Monstruoso, but we just call it the Monster for short.
Grupo Monstruoso.
Yeah, it's the big band version of Cruzao.
You got how many guys play that one?
15.
Yeah.
15.
Arecibo?
Arecibo, who's playing on
They're Heat. You guys are going to be
Saturday
here.
night, after Saturday afternoon.
Matizado?
Yeah, Marron Matizado is my salsa.
Marron Matizado.
My salsa band.
Acoustic Trio.
Yeah, Brownman acoustic trio for jazz, just straight ahead stuff.
Groove Asylum.
My hip hop group.
And Alley Bros?
Yeah, with my brother, my kid brother. Yeah.
So you front 8 bands, plus you have the label Brontosaurus. You're the
Yeah.
CEO of Brontosaurus Records?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's stick with the trio first of all. How did that happen?
So Groove Asylum, that's good. You keep me on track. So Groove Asylum is a hip hop band with trumpet, bass, drums, and rapper. And as soon as the rapper stops rapping, we moved to trio, and I solo. And after like a couple of years of doing that, I was like, man, this is dope without the rapper. And so I just started another group to explore the context of just that sound of piano, bass, drum, trumpet, bass, and trumpet, bass, and drums. Yeah. So that's how Electric Trio was born.
And so then now let's talk about the label, because this is how Nick has his own two. What are the names of your two?
Snaggle, it's an electric jazz group, and Nick Maclean Quartet, which is more of an acoustic jazz.
Snaggle is often compared by media to Snarky Puppy, for those who know that group. They just won a Grammy last year.
Did they?
Yeah, they're monstrous. So his group is like often called Canada's answer to Snarky Puppy.
So a big thing for you is making sure that people are exposed to this kind of music.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
which is probably why you've come to Sault Ste. Marie again, because
Yeah.
we don't often get this kind of stuff going on up here.
Yeah, than's to Steve Alexander.
Thanks for Steve.
That's
So
the
the
guy.
trio is here. Mike, do you want to run the clip of the actual? This is the first one. This is the electric trio, right?
There it is.
Now, Nick, how long have you been playing with the electric trio then?
Well, I don't play with the electric trio, but Bram brings me in as a special guest for electric trio.
You're the plus one. Oh, you're the plus
Yeah.
one.
There you go. He's the plus
Now,
one.
okay, I was wondering who the plus one was. It's him.
Yeah, it's the man.
Okay, now you are playing 5 different concerts
Yeah.
with 4 different bands in 4 days.
Yeah, 5 concerts, 5 different bands.
5 different bands.
In 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 concerts, 3 days. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday tonight is Nick Maclean Quartet.
Right.
Saturday afternoon is Arecibo. Saturday night is Electric Trio. Sunday afternoon is a tribute to Herbie Hancock. And Sunday night I'll guest on a couple tunes.
Sold
with
out.
My Son the Hurricane. Yeah.
That's already sold out.
Yeah, but that's their show, and I'm just guesting.
You're
on that.
guesting on that
Yeah.
one?
So that show's was booked for a long time with Lop Lops, and then
You
and
built
then-
the festival around it?
Well, Steve did. Steve was like, so my management emailed Steve and said, we have a 6-day lull in my touring schedule. Like I just got off the road, and I'll go right back on the road in a matter of days. So he sent out like a mass email to promoters, and Steve was the first. He was like, I'll take him. I'll bring him to Sault Ste. Marie. And so he was like, cool. And I said, that's a long way to go for one gig, man. It's a long way, and it's cold up here for men of color. So Steve said, well, what about, could you bring some guys? Like, could we, reconfigure one set of musicians into different? And I said, yeah, man, I know exactly the dudes. And so Nick is my right hand at the label and a right hand in a lot of different projects. So I brought Stephen Falk on bass, who's actually the bassist for the Socialist Night School, the big band I was just on tour with.
What was the latest
Yeah,
name again?
Chelsea McBride.
Chelsea McBride,
Yeah.
thank you.
So Steve's on bass, and then Tyler Gertson on drums, who's the regular drummer for the Nick Maclean Quartet, which is
Thank you. And the Nick Maclean, we have a Nick Maclean clip, don't we, Mike? Elasticity? Can you put that one up? So now these CDs are under your label.
Yeah,
Brontosaurus Records.
You got it.
Now your Andrew is amazing as your publicist, and we were in touch, and he was giving me some background on what you've done with this label. It's who nobody does, but you do. So what this guy does, I'm not even being seen right now, but I'm talking to you. You're busy
okay.
playing. Oh, there you all are.
Yeah, in studio.
That is so cool.
That record's doing so well. This
Is
record,
it?
it's top of the charts in Europe right now. It's like,
Congratulations, Nick.
Thank you.
The Nick Maclean Quartet. Your label, you formed it basically, so all the money you make from playing trumpet,
yeah.
you put into the label?
Yeah, so that all operating costs are covered by my professional trumpet playing, but then the label makes zero in order that all the artists make 100% of everything that's made.
So you're getting 100% of everything that's made because this guy basically is giving you that platform because you already had your stuff going on.
There it is, exactly. It's exactly right. So I have a certain amount of stature in the community already. So
I wonder why.
So if people are looking at me, for me, I thought it was a great opportunity to shine the spotlight on the next generation of killers that are coming up. And these guys are murderers. Everyone. So I'm signing 20-somethings really.
Yeah.
They're not all 20-something. Like Chris Lesso from Modus Factor is an old man. I hope he's watching. And and he has a group that's fantastic. Brontosaurus. It's a funny spelling. I don't know if they can throw that up.
B-R-O-W-N-T-A-U-R Brown.
I don't even T-A-R-A-U. You know what? Don't even.
B-R-O-W-N-T-A-S-A-U-R-A-S. Brontosaurus, like Tyrannosaurus, like
kind of
Brontosaurus, but
it's
brown.
It's a made-up word.
It's like no, it's like Brontosaurus, but it's brown.
It's a brown Brontosaurus, exactly.
Yeah.
.com. Put a .com on the end of it.
.com.
You can check out all the cats on the label.
Okay, the Havana one. Can we watch the Havana one?
Oh right.
Oh, I want to watch the Havana. This is Night Vision. This was shot.
Right.
Were you actually? Where were you?
Havana Jazz Festival.
You were actually
I was
in Havana?
Yeah.
You were the headliner?
So I do. So as much the three areas of expertise, let's say that I work with is I work with a lot of Latin music, like Cuban and Brazilian mainly. I'm a hip hop artist. I play with all these big name guys, and I'm a jazz musician. So those are my three proclivities, let's call
it. That's a good word for this early in the morning.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's really off. Yeah, we got in at 2:30.
2:30 in the morning and you're here.
2:30 a.m. It was brutal.
Yeah,
so we're here. So one of the permutations of the four guys is called Ertesibo, one of my Latin groups. So and I think that was the point of showing the clip is just look, he's Latin. He can
because they're so different. Your brain must go a million different directions because there's huge difference between the Latin influence and the electro stuff. Man, what you do in those microphones. Well, it wasn't until I watched you. I remember when Joni Mitchell's Mingus album came out. I was like, I don't understand that music. It's just too forward thinking for me. I can't. No, I was square. I don't know. Musical theater 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, maybe Sondheim 12/8 once in a while, but.
He's the man. Sondheim's the man.
But so for me to listen to that kind of stuff, I guess I've matured. My brain has matured or something. Because now, when I was listening to you play, I said to you earlier, if I were in a concert, you'd be in big trouble because I'd be standing up screaming, "Stop it! How are you doing that?" Or like my jaw was actually literally, I was sitting by myself going.
Right. Okay, but what was it? It's the weird sounds,
right? No, just the weird sounds. It was the fact that you were making your thing sound like an electric guitar through a microphone. Like you were
but that's pedals. I have effects. Yeah.
I wondered how you did that.
Yeah, come. I'm gonna come.
Saturday Everyone should go.
There you go.
Do you understand, Sue Savory, what we have in this city right now? Like, you are a world class man. I am so thrilled to meet you, honestly. And thanks for getting up early and coming in here.
My pleasure.
I could have spent an hour with you.
Thanks for the support, man. It means a lot.
Okay, so wait a second. Here's Gravitation.
Yeah.
That is one CD.
That record went to number 4 on the iTunes Jazz Charts in the USA, and it won me 2 National Jazz Awards. It won me 3 Toronto Independent Music Awards and an International Independent Music Award for Album of the Year, which got me a letter from Herbie Hancock. Yeah. Congratulations letter from Herbie, which I was like, oh my God. Which is why we're going to pay tribute to, I'm such a huge, both of us are such huge Herbie fans. So that's...
and if anybody wants information on this, by the way, we have everything on Sue Online, which is our website, www.sueonline.com.
Dope.
It's all there under that. And then also, Lop Lops has their own Facebook page. You can find it there. So it is all weekend long, starting tonight. You're on tonight, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday. Incredible
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but the Sunday night is already sold out, and I have a feeling that now, once this gets out, the tickets are going to go crazy. So get a hold of Stephen Alexander at Lop Lops. Get in there and check these guys out. Brownman, Ali, such a pleasure to meet you. Nick Maclean, thank you for being here. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.